What's going on, YouTubeites? Welcome to just another day, just
Another day, another dollar.
another average, boring Thursday evening, and we
Nothing
have,
going on.
a pretty exciting Shakers list. So we'll see. And I heard there may be some other news. I don't know if we'll be able to talk about it or not. It wasn't really big, but something like, oh, whoa, what was that? Where'd that come from? But anyway, welcome to the comic book Shakers of the Week. This is where we pull the stuff. But while you guys are congregating, you know what? I got, DJ Curse isn't here on Thursdays, but he's here in spirit. So you know what? He's going to shake it up for you. And let's do a little Shake It remix.
Shake it up.
All right. I was like thinking every week I'm going to do a different Shake It song. So next week, expect Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. The Cars, Shake It Up.
Shake It Up.
Shake It Up. I was like, I was thinking, man, there are a ton of songs that have shaking going, a whole lot of shaking going on. So you know what? We can stick with Shy D, or we can do some other ones. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Welcome to the CovrPrice Shakers of the Week. This is where we look at the top. There's like 50 of them on the CovrPrice website, but basically
some books that sold for a lot of money.
Yeah, so they're not quantity sold, but value sold, and we take a look at some and try to figure out, why these are jumping up, because the obvious ones are FF48s and all these, but we think this is a pretty fun list. Well, once again, the show is sponsored by our friends at CovrPrice.com. Go over to CovrPrice.com, sign up for a 2-week free trial, and you can get all this fun information such as price guides, collections, add to your trends, and see the values of your book. Also, our friends at the Geeky Swag Shop got sweatshirts that we're all wearing today, except for Otto, that I guess he's not cold enough. He wanted to show off the guns. If you go look on Otto's Instagram, he doctored that photo. That's not really him, man. You can get Lords of Long Box hoodies and pullovers, and it is even getting chilly in Southern California, I dare say. Also, our friends over at KRSComics.com, use discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off any KRS Comics exclusives. Go to KRSComics.com. Our friends over at Rocket Comics, Tim the Lord sent you get 20% off your first pressing order, be it 1 book or 20 books. And next time, every other time, you get 10% off. So once again, this is the Shakers list. Let me bring in my esteemed panel of guests. Otto from the Grotto, say what's up.
What is up, everybody? We are moving and shaking tonight, and maybe we'll talk about a little bit of something that we saw today. Who knows? We'll never know what happened. We'll never know. You never know.
Yeah. Speaking of not knowing, Darkside Jedi, say what's up.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Great list. I'm wearing a hat because today is a really good day for me.
So if you're referring to...
We're being very,
Yeah, you know what? We'll talk about it after
Wars,
we do
man.
the CovrPrice top 10. But if you didn't know, Disney had their earnings call, and yeah, that's Kathleen Kennedy, and that's all the stuff that's coming. By the way, we told you there's going to be a Ahsoka Tano solo series as well as a Lando series, so you should pay attention to the Lords. But so basically, Disney had their earnings call, and we'll talk about it after the Shakers list because, you know, this is important stuff too. So let me pull up my thing, and we're going to start off. This is in no specific order, meaning there's no value to it. If anything, it's an alphabetical list. So let's start off with number 1. since it's alphabetically, it's the first, and it's a DC book, and Ryan's a DC guy. So what do we
That's
got
right.
for the first shaker of the week, Ryan?
Well, this week, the number first. It's Brightest Day number 4. It's the 1 in 25 Ivan Reyes variant. This issue is actually the first appearance of Jackson Hyde, as we know as Aqualad. This gorgeous variant is gaining attention as Jackson will be featured as the DC Future State's Aquaman. With most of the future focus on Yara, the new Batman Red X, this book is just starting to move and could be found at your LCS back issues. I think it's time for you to get out there and start hunting. Hello?
Yeah, where'd you go, Ryan? You right there?
I'm
You're
here.
good?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So that was number 10, right? The number 10 on the movers and shakers. Where'd Tim go?
So I mean, this is one of those things that people are expecting a future state. If you haven't known, I mean, they've already said who the
I love this character too,
because the new Black
Young
Batman
Justice.
is, right? It's Tim Fox, Lucius Fox brother, I believe, or one of them. But I remember this is one of the better runs of Green Lantern, Brightest Day, and then there was the Dark Knight.
The Darkest Night. Darkest Night was what this followed Darkest Night.
Yeah, so these were good, and then they just
really
kind of
good.
waned off, and DC just does Batman and stories now. So that was back in the day when they used to do a little bit of everything. Flash
But I
was
believe
important.
this guy is Black Manta's son, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jackson Hyde.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I may be thinking Young Justice. Maybe that carries into the comics as well, but I'm pretty sure.
who would have known this
chat can help
random
me on that
book
one.
would be Brightest Day number 4? But it just goes to show it's also the variant, so it's a 1 in 25 variant. So Brightest Day number 4, CGC 9.8 sold for $225. Look at
There's
that.
another
All
cool
right.
variant with this one with Firestorm, but it's like the evil version of Firestorm.
It almost looks like those Marvel zombie variants, right?
Yeah.
With the way that. Then again, the Brightest Day where they were zombies. So there
Yeah.
you go. So, all right, now what's next on the list, Otto?
Drew, we got shaking number 2 here. We got the Ice Cream Man, right?
Oh, this again.
Oh, this is it. Well, this is good though because this is great. For an independent story, this is Image right here, 2018 Ice Cream Man number 1. Even though Quibi is dead, and I doubt some of you even heard of Quibi. Quibi was a streaming service that failed miserably, and it was always supposed to be on like your portable devices, and it
Wasn't
absolutely
like 6-second episodes or something like that, or 6-minute episodes.
Yeah, they're like 5, 6, 7-minute episodes. They launched, made tons of money, and then boom, they were gone.
boom, done. So that was it for Quibi, and the property's in limbo. But it
add
has
that
this-
to the 2020 stuff, stuff that just came and gone.
Yes, exactly. Quibi, which will be the bottom of the list, though. But it's in limbo. But it hasn't slowed the sales of this book. A CGC 9.8 sold this week for a new height of $570, which is great. And then you've got all the Dr. Seuss variants, which I think are fantastic too. So Ice Cream Man's here to stay, and it's not for kids, everybody. It's not for kids. So
Yeah.
You
So
know,
the
you
last
can-
one sold a 9.6 sold for 210, which
Right.
I mean that's not even a 9. And this is a book from 2001, so typically 9.6s, from that time, they weren't. I mean, this came out in 2001. That's crazy that people are doing that. But this is just one of those weird books. I never seen this ever before when I was going to comic shops. So it was one of those weird indie titles. So there you go.
What put this on the map was that Dr. Seuss cover.
The Dr. Seuss cover, right? Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. I got the last one that came out. They just came out with another Dr. Seuss cover, and I just said, well, maybe lightning will strike twice. But
No, and the best part about those books is they're written as Dr. Seuss stories, as
are they?
horror stories. Yeah, so
That's
it's
cool.
it's neat. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
All right,
right
so
here.
Ice Cream Man number 1, the just plain old regular cover that just looks so kid friendly, but it is so not kid friendly. So buyer beware. All right. The next book up, shout out to my man Manny, who I know Manny and probably Ray Jr. are the biggest fans of this that I know. What is it, Ryan?
Masters of the Universe number 8 from Graham Crackers.
Good Lord.
Yeah, these MV Creations Master of the Universe books are pure gold to you collectors out there. Everyone wants them, as like it appears, because this Faker variant from Graham Crackers may be the most coveted. It had a high sale price of $670. But there's a note. On eBay, you'll see that there were 2 sales. There was a $670 and a $2K sale. The short version is that the seller selected the wrong shipping and needed it refunded. So the first sale order was refunded, relisted with the correct shipping. So the seller relisted at $2,000 to prevent someone else from buying it outright.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so basically he bought it for $670. So the guy, there were some issues with the shipping, so he said, I'm gonna relist it, but I'm gonna put it at a really high price so nobody sells it, and then he bought it again. And our guys over at CovrPrice confirmed that this sale is 100% legit. So they reached out to figure out who is who.
Sometimes
and
eBay actually isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool that
is very cool. I mean, sellers like that are awesome.
Well, I mean, because you could probably go around eBay, but big sellers don't want to do that. They don't want to get in trouble with eBay. But other eBayers would be like, "Hey, send me your email and I'll see what we can do."
In code.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a way to put your email in a in an eBay message, because if you put straight up your email address, they'll block it.
Yep.
So you have to space it out and spell like the word dot and the word com.
Oh yeah, hookers do that.
How would you know that, Ryan?
Jesus. James knows. Yeah.
Jesus, really, Ryan? Tell us a little bit more about this.
So was that like a Craigslist thing or something?
Or they'll spell out the number 4. But bring flowers, guys.
But where do you get
nice
this?
Girls.
Is this on Craigslist? Is this a Craigslist hooker?
It could have been.
All right. Well, this show's not for kids, so there you go. Ask your Uncle Ryan how to get hookers from Craigslist and stuff from the Canadian border back over to the U.S. That's what Ryan is good for. So that's this Masters of the Universe number 8, the Graham Crackers covers. Nothing special except for He-Man is blue for some reason.
Faker. I think I had the blue He-Man action figure.
What?
Or it turned blue underwater. Something I remember, or maybe I'm just dreaming, but I could have sworn there was a toy that.
I think you're high with your hooker.
No,
with you right now.
I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead. Move on to number.
Master Universe number 8 is on the book, $670 for a raw copy. Says this. All right. What? Oh, this one's exciting. I haven't heard of this guy in a long time. What is it, Otto?
No, I have no idea. I'm still laughing about the hookers, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
But here we go. This is Shaker number 4, you guys. This is Scud, the disposable assassin number 1 from Fireman Press in 1994. Look at this. If you got this in your log box, you are a true collector of.
I remember when this book came out.
Yeah, really? Okay, not I. I wasn't collecting it at the time, but this is a fun and smart series created by Rob Schrab. In the 90s, Rob was a longtime co-writer with Community creator and Rick and Morty co-creator Dan Harmon. In fact, Scud appeared in early animation projects featuring Rick and Morty's original personas, who were really Doc and Marty. Scud was also once optioned for a film in 1997 at Oliver Stone's company, Illusion Entertainment. Never happened. This first issue hit a new high of $375 for a CGC 9.8. I've never seen this book in long boxes. I've never seen it on shelves.
It's hard. It is very, very hard to find. One of those kind of small, really independent books that came out in the 90s. I mean, the 90s were littered with these kind of independent books that you didn't even know the companies were going to stay around longer. But comic books were so popular at the time. It's just, we're talking about time when The Tick came out and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out. And, there was room for everybody back then, besides Marvel and DC. This is when Valiant started, Image started, so everybody wanted to get into the comic book business. So you got Scud, the disposable assassin number 1. All right, so back to the list for Ryan after he's done with looking.
No, it has been confirmed. There is a blue He-Man toy, the Faker.
There you go. So that's probably why that book is hot. If you think there's a Smurf He-Man in your future, go out and get that on your 2020 bingo card. But here's something people have been looking at that's been on our top 10, and now it's
Talk
on the
about a hot
list.
series, right?
Yeah.
Something is Killing the Children number 6. This is the Jenny Friesen 1 in 25 sketch variant.
That is gorgeous.
It's very cool. Very cool. I love it. It reminds me a little bit of Hack Slash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Something Killing the Children, it's one of the most valuable new series on the market right now. It's packed with multiple expensive issues and variants, including this Friesen 1 in 25. Upon release, it was mostly selling for market. However, over the summer, it started jumping in price with a high sale of $385 for a 9.8 on November 30th. This week, it sold for a huge $299 raw, you guys, raw. $300. That's crazy to me. Every time I see that raw price, it blows my mind.
This is what we like to call
yeah.
the 2020
It
effect.
shows no signs of slowing down. You
Yeah,
guys.
so a raw copy sold for $2.99. So whoever got
That's
this
insane.
9.8 on November 30th got a deal for
Good
it.
for them.
If $300 for a raw copy, but we showed the graded copy there. So this is the summer of 2020 where I would say no controversy or pause, whatever you YouTubers say now with that. I don't still understand that pause thing, by the way, that some of you guys do. But this has been the summer of market manipulation. Or it could be a random YouTuber, it can be Instagrammer, a Twitterer, or whatever, and it's pushing it. Typically, things have always been pushed by news by movies and TV and stuff. I don't know if this has been option. I don't think it's going to be option. I mean, if you remember God Country, when Donny Cates said, "Yeah, I'm making a movie about this." Whatever happened to your script, Donny Cates? I haven't heard anything about God Country, but I mean, you can also look on the other hand. It's a cool organic growth on it since it's a comic book, but people have started looking back on smaller studios now for doing stuff, and this has been the year of long titles.
Yeah.
Something is killing the children. 4 kids walk into a bank. I mean, we have them every week. That is the new trend. Whatever, there's no such thing as just Justice League or the Avengers or Batman. It's almost like they're naming these after novels. So something is killing the children.
Well,
Number 6, the Jenny Friesen 1 in 25 variant is selling like hotcakes, but that's actually a pretty dope cover. I dig it, man. All right. Oh, next up on the list, Otto, is a character you guys should recognize.
That's right. We're Spider-Gwen #1, the Dale Keown, the 4-color Grails book. Marvel Comics 2015 right here. We've covered this. While we've covered this hard-to-find Spider-Gwen variant, we wanted to share a new market height of $550 for a CGC 9.8. Everything Spider-Verse. Very hot right now. This is just a reflection of it. If it's not Miles, it's Spider-Gwen. And as Miles starts to go up, Spider-Gwen's going to start to go up. So, and it's creeping up, and you can see it all. It's very linear. Very, very linear.
Very linear. There you go.
Very linear.
By the way,
linear on your bingo
they
card,
use the word linear at least 100 times during the Disney earnings call today.
Right, 100. Unbelievable.
I'm telling you, they said linear so much. I was like crazy. So what's interesting about this is a 4-color Grail. 4-color is almost like Phantom. They were one of the first online retailer or online variant store. I mean, look, it's 2015. I mean, now you can't throw a rock without hitting somebody. I mean, our boy KRS Comics, and then we got Frankie's Comics, the Comic Mint, and all these other 789 comics. There's tons of these, but 4-color Grail is one of the earliest ones because I have a Descender one that's a 4-color Grail variant as well. And Phantom was probably the first one that I remember. So maybe people are getting nostalgic with it, but with all the Spider-Man 3 news that's dropping right now, I mean, we'll talk about that later too, but this has been a huge week of news. That it's just mind blowing. I mean, they're just like, what, fuck it. It's the end of the year. We weren't able to do Comic-Con. Let's just, drop as much as we can. So there you go. Spider-Gwen #1. This is the first solo series after Edge of Spider-Verse when she really, really started getting popular. So Dale Keown, I don't know how to say his name.
Keown, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we shall see. Spider-Gwen #1. Pretty cool. Speaking of spiders, we got another spider on the list. What is it, Ryan?
Well, Spider-Man #1 platinum variant. I mean, this book is a 90s book of all things.
God.
And it's another new market high. $2,501. $2,551.01. That's a very specific number for a CGC 9.8.
Well, that means that it was a 99-cent auction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a buy it now of $4.99 or $500. It was that's the way I like to do my auctions. Set it at 99 cents. Let's get buck wild with it. See where it goes. Yeah. So
me too. But this platinum variant was the stuff of legends back in the 90s. It was a variant you heard rumors of, but you weren't ever sure you were going to see it. Fast forward 30 years, and this variant proves that 90s comics aren't so worthless after all, ladies and gentlemen.
So the most recent sale was December 9th, and a 9.2 sold for $425. So that's crazy. I mean, this Spider-Man #1 was when Todd McFarlane rebooted Spider-Man for his own series. And if you remember, they had the black cover, the regular cover. They had a ton of them. So this was at the height 1990 when they just when it exploded. And this is, man, if you want to talk print runs, yo, this print run is huge. I'm not, the Platinum variant probably not as many as the other ones, but this is Todd McFarlane at the height of his powers doing Spider-Man, and that's that their pose has also been one of the most homaged or swiped ever. Todd likes to homage himself a lot. So there you go, Todd Father. All right, so Spider-Man #1, the Platinum variant. All right. Oh, what's it? Our first Star Wars book on the list.
Yes.
What we got, Otto?
Could you believe it took us that long to get to number 8 when we're talking about another shaker right here is the Star Wars, The Force Unleashed mini comic book right here. Now we got a mini comic book from 2008, and listen to this one. So this is a Star Wars. The Force Unleashed was a video game released in 2008.
Love this game.
Merchandise included a novel, graphic novel, toys, and digital tie-ins. The story focused on Darth Vader's secret apprentice, Starkiller. This promotional free mini comic sold through the online Star Wars shop contained an excerpt from the graphic novel. Since many focus on the first comic appearance over the graphic novel, this is the first appearance of Starkiller. And get ready, everybody. It had a high raw sale of $499.99.
Wow.
My God. All Star Wars. All
raw.
Yep. Star
Fun fact
right there.
George Lucas's original draft, Luke Skywalker's name was actually Starkiller.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. So that's why it was kind of cool that they used his name for this game. If I recall this game, he started off as an apprentice to Darth Vader, right?
Correct. And it was played by what's his name that does Darth Maul on Clone Wars.
Ray Park?
No, Ray Clone Wars.
Okay.
Oh, the voice, yeah. So yeah,
I can't think of his name.
I wonder what a mini comic looks like. I mean, it's not quite an ash can, but I would imagine it's a in between an ash can and a regular comic, right?
Yeah, there's like an ASM 300 that I have. That's a mini comic. You can find them. They're out there, but that's pretty neat.
But $500. It's pretty actually dope cover. I kind of dig it right now. So.
It really is. Lightsaber.
Anybody want to be my Secret Santa? Send it to me. Hook a brother up.
Yeah,
all right. So Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the mini comic, is coming in at 500 bones for a raw copy.
Wow.
All right. What do we got next, Ryan? Another Star Wars.
What do you know? What do you know? Star Wars Kanan number number 6. So this is there's a lot to go over on this one. And as we see, there's a ton of Star Wars market heat right now. If you're a casual Star Wars fan who's been drawn back to the awesomeness of The Mandalorian, there's a lot to process for everyone. The various characters, names, timelines of where everything falls is understandably hard to follow. While we can't lay it all out right here after Dr. Aphra, Kanan number 1 is, and this issue number 6, are the next Star Wars books to pay close attention to. Timeline-wise, they fit right into the current Mandalorian timeline with Sabine Wren. We've heard her name now for a few months, rumored alongside Ahsoka. Many are speculating that if Ahsoka turned out to be true, maybe Sabine and Kanan are not far behind. Hence, both of these issues are highly trending and jumping in price. Sabine full appearance in issue number 6 is a steady $400 for a 9.8 right now. Amazing.
So there was some debate or controversy about what the true first appearance is. At first everybody was saying Star Wars Kanan, Star Wars Kanan number 1. And then people argue back and forth online because they're idiotic and they do stupid shit like that to push an app. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but either way, the market decides. It's not up to an app. It's not up to a person. It's not up to a YouTuber.
And later on, we're going to see what the market decided on something.
Yeah,
oh boy,
it's how the market dictates. But when people start to try to massage and manipulate the market, that's when you're a dickhead. Straight up, but still a cool book. Get the whole series. And I was just thinking that, man, if you were watching The Mandalorian and you had not watched Clone Wars or Rebels, you would be lost.
I've been telling people you got to go back and watch Clone Wars, and they're like, "Oh, it's a cartoon." I'm like, "No, listen, I'm telling you, if you like what you're watching right now on Mandalorian,
Ahsoka Tano, nobody knows her outside of. I mean, she started in Clone Wars. If you had never watched Clone Wars, you wouldn't know who Ahsoka Tano was. You wouldn't know who Bo-Katan was. You wouldn't know a lot of this. Sabine Wren. So, I mean, I don't know if Kanan is coming. Spoiler alert. Fuck it. Fuck you guys. He dies, okay? Kanan dies in Rebels, okay? So, but there could be a Kanan prequel series. But here's why, I'm going to spoil it now. All right. So here, I'll give you guys.
Do
Okay.
it.
So
You can't hold back.
5,
end of-
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you've got enough time.
okay.
Go.
Boom. Fuck off. At the end of Rebels, Kanan sacrifices himself and he gets killed. And Ezra Bridger and Thrawn get sucked off into hyperspace or something on one of those fucking space whales. I don't know what to call them. They're a force whale or some shit. So at the end of the series, Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano and one other person, I forgot the other person, they go out in search of Ezra Bridger, and that is the finale of Rebels. And I wanted to talk this for a while because that story has not continued.
Right.
In the novels or in the comics. The only thing we've seen in this Kanan series all happened before the finale of Rebels. My theory is Filoni is saying, pump your brakes on the comic side and on the novel side. I want to finish telling my Rebels story, be it live action or animated. And I'm hearing it's going to be live action because they announced their slate today, and the next animated series has already been announced, and it has nothing to do with Ezra Bridger. My guess is when they do what we heard, that they were going to make a Rebels type live action series that's not going to be called Rebels. We also got word there is a Ahsoka Tano series that's coming, which should be no surprise. She's super popular, but Ezra Bridger's story is not done, is what I'm saying, because there is a story there where they go and they try to find Ezra Bridger. I mean, that's why Rebels is so great. It starts off a little slow. You're annoyed with Ezra Bridger, but then you see. I mean, he's got a lightsaber blaster, for God's sake.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But Tim, that final scene though, just talk about, if you guys you have to watch it, but the score at the end will just, any Star Wars fan from soup to nuts would absolutely
and the Ahsoka story, let's not forget about that.
Yeah. Well, her meeting with some
unbelievable
a certain someone, that scene needs to be played out live action.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it after this, but we have to talk about some of the Star Wars stuff that was talked about today by everybody's villain, Kathleen Kennedy, who seems to me bringing up some pretty cool shit. So,
they give us what we like, so we won't be mad.
All right, Star Wars, Kanan number 6, the arguably the first appearance of some characters, or a full appearance if you think it's, you know what, get them both. Star Wars Kanan number 1 and Star Wars Kanan number 6. So it's those two. All right, what is the last one, Otto? Look at that.
Yeah, we got another Star Wars.
We should have done an over-under on Star Wars.
3 in a row.
We finished it out with 3. Star Wars, The Clone Wars number 1, limited to 1,000. Dark Horse 28. This is the book that caused a massive heat waves across the Star Wars books, you guys. Watching this $50 variant rise to a current raw price of $2,475 and 4K for a 9.8 has been one of the most impressive market performers of 2020. Look at that. Unbelievable how this book has just shot up and just gone up in price, and people are just all over the place looking for it. And just
I know, poor Dark Horse, man. They're the ones that start, and then they don't even have the license anymore.
Yeah, they sold it for peanuts on $1, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I don't know how Marvel got the license back. Do you know? I mean, is there? But the story
I have
is
no
on
idea.
It?
No, I have no idea.
There you go. People are snatching up those Star Wars books, man. I mean, that's cool. I mean,
because Disney has all the money in the world to throw at people.
Well, I mean,
and when they bought Marvel, they took Star Wars back.
They bought the rights for Aliens, or I mean, they got the rights for Aliens with Fox, because there's an Aliens comic that's coming out real soon too.
And then didn't they buy Fox as well? So,
well, they have all that. I mean, is Fox, was Aliens done by Fox? Fox and Aliens and Predator?
I'm not sure.
I know, because they have the comic rights for Predator and Aliens now. So remember why that was showing up on our list. But it's interesting because all these, with the High Republic is a comic that's coming out soon. And if you didn't, we'll talk about that in a second, but actually let's talk about it now. The High Republic is a new comic that has yet to come out, but as you see there, during the Disney earnings call today, they had a Lucasfilm panel, and they said there's going to be 10 Marvel series and 10 Star Wars series on going to Disney Plus.
Unbelievable.
Right. That's unbelievable.
So
and that goes up, so does the price. So
yeah. So you got Bad Batch is the only animated one. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Acolyte takes place during the last days of the High Republic. Pay attention to the Acolyte. That's the one that's the only one that's in the timeline of the High Republic. The High Republic is the comic that's coming out, but it takes place at they say the final days of the High Republic. So we don't know how many of those characters we're going to see. Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka Tano take place in the current timeline of the Mandalorian. So those are the two. Rangers of the New Republic. I've never heard of that one, and it sounds dope though.
Yeah, it does.
So that's going to be taking place around here. There's also going to be a Lando series, Rogue Squadron, which is going to be a series directed by Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. How dope is that? Yeah. And Andor is basically a spinoff of Cassian Andor from Rogue One, which Rogue One is one of my favorite Star Wars films. I love that film.
Hands down, top two.
But I think Rogue Squadron could be like that too, because it's just about fighter pilots, right? Isn't it?
Right.
You know, like if you notice, there wasn't much magical force. Well, Darth Vader, of course, at the end, but
right.
So that's a major get. Nobody had that. Nobody guessed that Patty Jenkins was going to be directing a Star Wars film. That's crazy. So Lando is, we had a inkling on that. Our man Mikey Sutton told us about Lando is coming. A droid story is something that's going to be more for the kiddies, a Star Wars Visions. And I think, obviously, you know, Willow coming back is another big thing. I got this graphic from our friends at Beyond the Blast Doors. You can see their name up there. Shout out to David and the crew at Beyond the Blast Doors. But that was a ton of stuff that dropped, and we'll probably try to talk about it more. But there's one more book that's on the list that we want to talk about that is absolutely blowing up and
hugely, bigly.
If you haven't been paying attention, man, this book here, Marvel Previews number 95.
It's sold tonight.
Yep. We
7
literally
East.
pulled this graphic up tonight because here are the notes that I got on it for yesterday. So this book is easily one of the biggest head scratchers of 2020. This issue of Marvel Previews offered July solicitations for September 2011 comics. It features the first appearance of Miles Morales in costume on the cover and a preview inside of Ultimate Fallout number 4. The Djurvik variant, 1 in 25 variant, amongst others. While preview books have always had a niche collector base, you know, we never seen it to the case where a preview book would overtake the first full appearance, Ultimate Fallout number 4, especially in such a dramatic way. But then it also overtook the 1 in 25 Djurvik variant that Otto sold.
Yeah.
With the 9/8 last week sold for $7,418, and another copy just sold for $9,700, and this copy just sold today for $9,800. Seriously, wow. Adding to that, there's obviously that it keeps going on up and up. And there's been some chatter online about, you know, what's going on with this. I will say this. The last two sales for $9,700 and $7,418 were from the same eBayer.
Correct.
The same guy bought those two. And so let me just dispel at least one conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is that he is listing his own books and buying his own books. And I can confirm to you that that's not, at least I don't think is accurate by pretty close, because the same guy who bought those two books also bought Nemesis Prime's Marvel Previews 9.5 for a paltry $4,200 about 3 weeks ago. So this one guy, I don't want to put him on blast, but this one guy has bought all these. He did not win this one though. He was the second to the highest bidder. Somebody else outbid him. His last bid was $9,700, and this bid came in at $9,800. Now, somebody could be trying to manipulate the market, and if they are, shame on you. And that sucks because I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently somebody is sitting on a case of about 300 of these.
Right.
But I will tell you this: the person who did buy these are a real eBayer, because they also bought Justin's book. So it's not like they're posting it and buying it themselves. So why, if they did that, why would they buy Justin's book for $4,200 and buy these? So to me, it could be somebody with really deep pockets and just bad at speculating at comics, and they're going out.
Or they just got money to burn, or who knows?
But and here's the editorial portion of this show where this can be dangerous because it can give an inflated value of the book. Obviously, right? If one guy is going out and buying all these, and he has deep pockets. In other words, this guy doesn't care how much they cost. He's going to go out and buy them. It's like Eminem is a comic collector. You think he's going to quibble? He's going to pay whatever it is. So I don't know if they're driving up the prices. I would just say if you see the market getting flooded with these, and they probably won't, because as you know, supply and demand. If you
If they
flood,
do, watch out where
if
they're
you
coming
flood
from.
the market, there's not going to be the same value for them, right? The
Right.
key is to slowly let them trickle onto the market. But it sets a dangerous precedent if it is true. To me, I don't know what it is. I know who the person is that bought these. So when I saw that he bought these first two, I found it fishy. But then, luckily, our boy Nemesis Prime said, "Hey, the same guy who bought those bought his." And they're all the way on the East Coast. And so, I don't want to say, I don't know if they have any direct connection to any comic book shops or any online retailers or anything on that. But, so I meant, hold on a second.
That's work.
I don't know what it is.
Ooh, Dread just came over the room.
I still have Halloween as my thing. But yeah, man. So this book today hit $9,800. This is a preview book. This is the madness of 2020. I don't
I'd like
know.
to see where this book is 5 years from now.
Yeah,
well, I mean, so when Miles, it's eventual that Miles will make his live action appearance, right? It's just it's a matter of time. So what will happen to this book? Because obviously the previews book has a lower print run. It's not even a comparison to Hulk 180.
But a lot of people think previews is bullshit too. So
right.
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, but what's happening is if one person's buying these up, then other, people have a tendency to be followers, and they just assume if you're buying it, I should buy it too. And what's dangerous is a fool in their money is what they say, right?
Yes.
If I have tons of money and don't know what I'm buying, you know what? Hey, throw 10 grand in, I'll take it. But, so just go on the lookout. We did some research on this, and it was the last two sales on this before today was from the same guy. And he also bought Nemesis Primes for $4,200. Wow, he got a killer deal on that one, huh? He paid a whole $4,000 less for $4,200.
He just doubled his money.
But what's interesting, we know now he has 3 copies of this, and he was one of the last bidders on this, but somebody else beat him to this bid. So I don't know.
And he spent $14,000 on his 3 copies.
I was just say, if somebody is out there sitting in a box of 300 of these and are making people shill bid on these to get up higher, or shame on you then, because that's what really fucks it up for everybody who wants a decent
Cold
copy.
place in hell for you for that.
Well, there's hopefully a hot place in hell, so they just
that's what
I meant. But yo, we're going to talk about the Marvel stuff. Yeah, well, so Marvel dropped some news today. So they saved the best for last, and my man Kevin Feige said, "Hey, I just came here to talk about some stuff. I got a couple trailers. You want to take a look at this?" So we got trailers for WandaVision, really dope trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier, really cool trailer for Loki. A first look at Miss Marvel, and there is footage that we couldn't see. Every time there was that timer that went down, and they were asking like trivia questions, those were for the actual investors of Marvel, or DC, or excuse me, Disney. Okay. So those people had a private link, and so they actually saw those other footage that we were not privy to. So that's why I was like, am I missing something here? Yeah. So
what was your favorite?
Falcon Winter Soldier was my favorite.
Winter Soldier. Ryan, how about you? What was
I
your
haven't
favorite?
seen them. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
God.
I'm gonna go watch all that stuff.
Loki was unbelievable. I forgot how much I like Tom Hiddleston as a Loki character.
He's great.
I like him as an actor. It's just unbelievable. So much to the point where I'm going to go out and maybe buy his first appearance and spend a couple bucks for Christmas for myself.
Now, even the Pixar stuff looked good, man. That movie Soul, man, the animation on that looks incredible. Yep. And for those who know who John Baptiste is, he's the band leader for the Stephen Colbert Show, and he's a true jazz musician. He was actually used as a consultant for this film, and he made a soundtrack for it, an all jazz soundtrack that's on vinyl for Soul that John Baptiste did. Great musician from New Orleans, incredible artist. But also, we finally got some other news that it was amazing how Kevin Feige just fucks with the collectors, and he goes, "Oh, we're doing Thor: Love and Thunder, and this is the cast, and Christian Bale is going to be Gore the God Butcher."
Oh, that's such a great cast.
And if you want to see our long-term spec, here you go. We had Gore the God Butcher on our Thor long-term spec. I just dropped the link in there. It's right around I will tell you right now, the 18-minute mark of that episode there that we dropped on August 2nd, that we had Gore the God Butcher, but we didn't know who was going to play him, but now we know it's going to be Christian Bale. We also got confirmation that Kang the Conqueror will be in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it's called Quantumania.
Yeah,
Is the
look
name
at that.
of it sounds kind of silly. Also, we got the director of the Fantastic Four was announced. John Watts, I do believe, is the name of the director. Right? Was it John Watts or Mark Webb? One of the two. Help me out in the live chat. I think it was John Watts. I'll tell you right now. Damn it, I can't remember. Fantastic.
I don't remember which one it was, but it looked, they throw that up there. The What If was just unbelievable too. Animation. I think we saw some Marvel zombies in there, and you wonder what Spike's that going to cost. It was Watts, is everybody saying?
Yeah, John Watts. So John Watts, I believe, also did the Spider-Man movies, right? Yeah, he did Spider-Man, Homecoming, and Far From Home. So John Watts is now staying in the Marvel family and is going to be doing the Fantastic Four. They didn't announce any casting for it, but they got the director for it, John Watts. They also they showed Eternal stuff for the investors, but not us. Damn it. But I love how the Gore the God Butcher was like, oh, by the way, Christian Bale's going to play Gore the God Butcher.
By the way.
Yeah. Also, we got confirmation of a spec we did a while ago that War Machine is getting his own Disney Plus series, and it's called Armor Wars, which is also there's a comic that we've been talking about on the show called Armor Wars as well. God, what else am I missing? So basically, they said in the next 5 years, there's going to be 10 Star Wars shows and 10 Marvel shows. And I don't think Marvel said anything past the year 2023, 2024. So this is definitely in this phase of stuff. What else am I missing? So Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Go back and watch it.
Yeah,
Thor Ragnarok is Gore the God Butcher. We got Kang the Conqueror.
Chris Evans playing Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear. Not that that's something.
That looked awesome. Are you kidding me? Chris Evans. So they're basically taking the Buzz Lightyear toy and they're saying it's a real actual story. And Captain America, Chris Evans is going to be the voice of Lightyear. It's going to be a Pixar film. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Cool. Oh, Riri. What about your girl Riri, Tim?
Oh, I'm sorry. And also, Scoop, we also did a while back, is a Riri Williams series is coming to Disney Plus, and it's going to be called Ironheart.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Go Invincible Iron Man books.
Yep.
I got the FF announcement. It was a minor. I mean, they saved it for last, actually. One of the last. And the other really kind of big news is a real touching moment where Kevin Feige talked about Chadwick Boseman passing away. And the big takeaway from that is what we've kind of been saying here is that they will not be recasting T'Challa. Right. So it's going to be somebody, other characters, and they're not going to be taking. So T'Challa will, be written away, or somehow, they're going to pay homage to him. But the character T'Challa on the Black Panther films will not be recast. In other words, they will not get another actor to play T'Challa for the Black Panther sequel. So there was a ton of stuff. I don't know if it's being able to be replayed, but man, I sat through the entire 4 hours. So I was eating my lunch, and after I watched it, I just realized I was sitting in total darkness because it was started at 1:30, and then I hadn't even turned on the lights because I was sitting there. I watched even the National Geographic stuff looking interesting because there's a show coming up with Thor where he does some stuff, and I dug it all, man. I dug it all. Absolutely gobbled it up. I'm gonna say this right now, man. Rest in peace, Netflix, because HBO Max and Disney Plus are coming out the box strong. They are coming out the box strong because, Netflix has been diddling around with whack-ass movies called The Second with Ryan Felipe, some other whack movies. And then HBO Max said, you know what? We got the Snyder Cut. We got this. We got some other stuff. And then Disney go, hey, hold my beer. Look what we got. And so, man, the streaming wars have officially begun.
Amazon's over here going, hey, we're here too.
Amazon, in my IMHO, in my humble opinion, I think Amazon has already bypassed Netflix for quality. Definitely by quality, not by quantity. Quality. If you look at The Boys, if you look at what's the show you finally saw? Jack Ryan is getting another season. Jack Ryan is excellent.
So good.
Took you guys 3 years to tell me how good it was.
I told you about it all the time.
I'm like, my God, season 1 is awesome. You're like, you dumbass. I've been telling you this for 3 years to watch.
So, Netflix's saving grace is they have the kids from Stranger Things, right? And that's on its last season, if you think about it. Netflix makes some weird decisions. Like some of the best shows they do, they don't continue
and they keep up with their price.
Sabrina, The Chilling Tales of Sabrina. I love that show. I absolutely love that show. It's like it's a darker take on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yep.
It's got like Satan worshiping, all kinds of crazy shit. That show's great, and they ended that. They're doing away with Stranger Things. I mean, we got Umbrella Academy, but supposedly the Mark Millar stuff is coming soon because remember they showed pictures of Jupiter's Legacy, which is Mark Millar's. So supposedly they have Mark Millar stuff and they got Rob Liefeld stuff.
Right. Well, it's going to happen soon because you're going to see some. They've got to start firing back at this, or people are going to. What we're talking about the water around the water cooler is when other people. I don't want to say.
I have pretty much.
Of the Comic Dome,
Yeah, I have pretty much all of the services, and I watch Netflix the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Good point. Lord of the Rings is also coming to Amazon Prime. Thanks to the live chat. I totally forgot about that. They're basically taking it 300 years, I think. So it's the age of when the Targaryens first come over to Westeros is when they're doing the Lord of the Rings. For all you Lord of the Ring geeks out there. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I was mixing it up. That's a Game of Thrones. That's coming too. Yeah. That's the Game of Thrones prequel that's coming. But this is the Lord of the Rings that's coming as well for Amazon Prime. And the reason why I mixed the two up is because the Lord of the Rings is saying it's got the same big budget as Game of Thrones. So, they use that as a template.
Wow.
Because Game of Thrones, they got some ours. God damn it. Lord of the Rings has tons of stuff. And Lord of the Rings is more high fantasy than Game of Thrones is considered low fantasy until season 6 and 7 came where there's all kinds of dragons and shit. But low fantasy typically means it's more gritty and dark, where high fantasy is like more magic and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So Lord of the Rings has always kind of been more high fantasy than. And speaking of which, rest in peace to Richard Corbin, man, the guy who did Den. He passed away today, man.
Oh,
really?
So you remember Den from Heavy Metal?
Yeah.
He passed away today. So Richard Corbin was Robert Corbin or Richard Corbin. He was go looking him up. He did some great art, and we just lost him for 2020. So
Debo passed away too. Did you see that?
What?
Yes.
From Friday,
Debo passed away today. Yes, you can look it up right now. I just
wow.
Yeah, Debo. Radio, not radio, but
Richard Corbin. I'm sorry, thank you, Captain Crunch.
Debo
passed away, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
My God, look at that.
Was he sick or something, or
who knows? I don't know.
I haven't really found big dude, man.
Pretty big dude. My God.
I mean, he's just got that crazy one eye, but otherwise he's pretty big.
Hulk Hogan. He was in the Hulk Hogan movie and all that.
Zeus. There you go.
Zeus. That's
Tiny
right.
Lister.
Tiny Lister. Yes.
Yeah, it was Zeus for you wrestling fans, but he'll always be Debo.
Yeah, he'll always be Debo on Friday.
Yo, what you got in my drink?
Yeah.
Yo, hide your change. Here come Debo. Yeah, man. So it was a heavy, and we haven't even talked about Spider-Man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, here we go.
We need to bring back a weekly.
I just heard, did you hear the casting news that Darkseid Jedi was going to be in the new Spider-Man movie also? Can you believe that? My God, everybody's in the movie.
Everyone is in it.
So, I mean, if we're your only source of news,
I'm just waiting for them to talk to Thomas Hayden Church. Then you'll have the Sinister Six.
Yeah. If we're your only source of news, God bless you. But if you didn't know, Spider-Man 3 has pretty much confirmed Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, as well as Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone. Is that her name? Emma Stone? The latest thing I heard is Emma Stone will be coming back. Not as Gwen, though, as Spider-Gwen. Live action.
All right.
So there you go. And
because this is obviously a multiverse thing. So she's going to get
what's interesting is
Kevin
Feige briefly mentioned Spider-Man 3, but he didn't show it because that's a lot of Sony stuff. He doesn't want to give Sony the shine, but he did say, and it'll tie into Doctor Strange. So there you go. You got all the multiverse. So we got the seedlings of Into the Spider-Verse live action with multiple Spider-Mans and the Sinister Six. Because you got Electro, who is Garfield's. You got Alfred Molina has already been cast as, or he's coming back as Doc Ock, and that is what's his name? Tobey Maguire's villain. So now, I mean, it's
Michael Keaton. You bring back Michael Keaton, shades of you had the Vulture, and then you've got. Right there, if that happens, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen Kirsten Dunst in a long time, but she could be long in the tooth because she literally has like a tooth that's. I'm just.
I hope they fix that.
You know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but what they need to do is redo that iconic scene from Spider-Man where he's hanging upside down and she kisses him.
Yeah.
How many wedding pictures have you seen, or what are they, when people get those stupid pictures people take?
Oh Those too many engagement pictures.
Engagement pictures, there it is.
Yeah.
And how many times have you seen somebody try to do the Spider-Man thing hanging
Right.
upside down, you know? But yo, huge week of news, man. We should bring back the weekly show. Well, you know what? Because now once the gates open, we'll do that. We'll do a show on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Shit.
Speaking of Saturday,
What do
boys
you
and
got
girls,
Saturday?
Big.
segue, Saturday around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., we're going live with an old
Going
school scoop. Man, Mikey Sutton, it's a scoop combo long-term spec list. And if you paid attention today, sometimes our long-term spec list pays off, man. So we got it. It's coming. It's a Sony project. And I will tell you this, it's vampire related.
No way.
You can't put all that together, then I
Dude,
don't know what to tell you. So Saturday we'll be dropping this this scoop, and it comes along with a long-term spec list with about 6-7 characters because this is for a film franchise. So tune in on Saturday. We'll probably go 5 or 6 p.m. depending on how everybody's schedule is. It is Saturday, and you got shit to do, and you're basically on quarantine. So just hang out with us, man.
Tune in.
Yeah, hang out with us. And I was talking to Mike, my man, the big to do, who still wants to do a charity auction. And I'm thinking, with the way COVID is and everything, may just do a virtual auction. So, I don't want people to just mail stuff back and forth, but I would say if we do one, we can do a big auction where you actually come on camera and you show your book and we'll auction it off and all the proceeds will go to charity. Hopefully I'm trying to figure something out. I'm going to talk to Mike tomorrow to see what we could do, see if any other YouTubers who do auctions are interested in doing it, something like this where all the proceeds go to charity to help out for Christmas, for Toys and Tots, and for local food banks. Yeah. Any last words, Darkside Jedi?
No, I got nothing. It was fun tonight. A lot of great news. Otto, good to see you. Tim, as always, everybody in the live chat, thanks for joining us. It's always so much fun.
And Otto, I think you got some big news, right?
Yeah, we got some big news coming up. Tomorrow we're having a Christmas party. I hope you guys can join us, right?
Whoa,
so
Merry
this is
Christmas.
the third year that the Three Men in the Basement are hosting our Christmas party. It's going to go from 8 to 10 Eastern time. So hope you guys can join us. We've got lots of stuff to first of all, we're going to have trivia. We've got 3 rounds of trivia. A lot of people in the comic book IG community and on the YouTube community have donated stuff to us to make this a very successful Christmas party. We're going to go from 8 to 10. So please, it's up. So hit that reminder button, get ready. Myself, Roger Levesque, Dave in the Cave, we're coming at you for 2 hours with all Christmas stuff. We want to talk great things, comic hauls. We've got AOKs. We've got so many things to give away from so many people in the community. For example, Box Heroes is donating a box. CovrPrice.com is donating 6 months of free membership. The Big To Do, the Defects donated. Very Gary, Uncle Frank, Rocket Comics. The list goes on and on. We've got stuff to give away and to have a great Christmas party because you know what? You can't go to Christmas parties anymore, so come hang out with the 3 Men in the Basement. You know, why not?
And for your trivia, in honor of Alex Trebek, you should put all of your trivia questions in the form of a Jeopardy question.
There you go.
That'd be a good idea. Maybe I'll talk to you.
Let's see if Otto can figure that out.
No. I'm not going to do that. That's let the executive producer.
I have a feeling there's going to be some eggnog drinking at this party, so they may not be able to.
Libation, so
they may not be able to.
So there you go. You don't got shit to do all weekend long. So come in quarantine with 3 Men in the Basement, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, and then come with the Lords at 5 p.m. Pacific on Saturday.
Love it.
For our Morbius scoop. I'll just say it since you guys have pretty much figured out Sony Vampire. I mean, there's not many of them. Until next time, boys and girls. So we will see you tomorrow on 3 Men in the Basement, and Saturday come back for a big Morbius scoop with a long-term spec list. Till then, boys and girls, keep digging in those long boxes, and I'm going to send you off a little something, something.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select, and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it! We're here! We're back! Word up! Here's to my job! You can't get fresher than this!
Justice League. There are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too busy looking